Check. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Flightsimguy, and I am in Louisville with the Captain Sim 767. I need to take this boy on the way to Albuquerque. I haven't been able to keep up with my flights lately. Been very busy with work and whatnot. I really like what Rex textures do with the airports. I really like it. So, also there is a way to get these guys to actually load luggage. I wish I knew how to do that. And here comes this guy, Master Service Trucks. Alright, well, let's go ahead and go through the power up. I think each and every time I go through this process, it reinforces what needs to be done for the power up. And for a lot of people, it's boring and you can skip it. And usually I do. This time around, I'm going to go through the power up. I will skip programming the FMS. I won't force you to watch through that, but I will go through the power up as a reminder as to how to get this thing started. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's go through our flows, and I prefer to go with the 2D overhead panel here. It's just a lot easier. Alright, I will go to the GSX as necessary. First thing you gotta do is get power to the aircraft. Okay. Next thing we gotta do, make sure the bus tires are good. Utility buses are on. APU generator is on. Standby power is on auto, and I can go ahead and start the APU. One thing I don't like with this add-on is the APU is awfully loud in the background. Listen to that. That's I wish I could turn that down. It is kind of loud. Actually, it's very loud. Anyway, APU is on. Next thing we need to do is come up here, click these to nav, get the IRS aligned, yaw dampers on, electronic engine control, set those to norm, and put these all on auto. Leave the left engine and the right engine hydraulics on. The electrical pumps, don't turn those on yet. They put a heavy load on the APU, and it's kind of dangerous to have these on when you're at the ramp, not moving. Okay. We probably want to do some lights. Let's go ahead and do this, the logo lights, and just to let everyone know that we're in position, getting ready to do stuff. I'll turn on this one position light. The landing light and the wing anti-collision lights, I think you turn those on once you get onto the runways. And I like to have a bright cockpit so I can see, so I'll turn those on. Next, we start from here down to here, and we come up to here. These lights and the initiation panel, those are normal. We've already gone through all of this. What's that? Closed service door front. Sure, no problem. Service door front. Service door rear. Okay. We've already come down through here. Now we're over to here. Emergency lights. Needs to turn that on. Passenger oxygen, that should be caged. That's normal. Window heat, we'll turn these on. It's kind of cold outside. Engine start, you alternate back and forth between the igniters, 1 and 2. I'm going to use 1 this time. There we go. These start switches should be on auto. Fuel pumps, we turn those on when we're about to do start. Confirm that we have enough fuel temperature. It's kind of cold outside. And I hate when this, I don't know why Captain Sim did this, but this is in kilograms. But I loaded the fuel in pounds. So now these anti-ice systems, you turn these on if you need them after you've started the engines, not before. The engines don't start off before. Cargo heat, it's cold, turn those on. Cargo heat fan, turn that on. These are I think these are radio. These have to do with radios or something. I select, leave those. As far as messages go, let's get my checklist. I think the first one I need to play is message 8, top row, third from left.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. From the flight deck, it's the captain. Very warm welcome.
Seatbelt, no smoking signs on.
We're just about ready to push back from standby.
Usually the cabin altitude controls, once those are set, you don't need to monkey with them, so I'm going to leave these.
In the meantime, make yourselves as
Up here,
and enjoy the takeoff.
we need to turn on the trim air, turn on the gas spur, and turn these on so that so that our passengers can get some air going back there. Alright. There. We'll go ahead and turn these on right now. And then what we do is just before starting the engines, we turn these off so that we can get bleed air to the engines to get them started. Alright. Next thing we need to do is get a METAR report. So let's go to ATIS. Alright. Turn that off. Alright. This flight needs to be in the late afternoon. So I'll go ahead and adjust the time just before I go down the runway for the takeoff. I had to shoot this particular flight in different segments simply because I just didn't have the time to do the whole thing. It's a long flight. Alright, next thing we gotta do, I need to learn how to use this needs to be my VREF plus 25 or whatever for the best climb out rate. Heading is going to be 170, runway 17, so let's go ahead and get that. I'm going to leave the altitude where it is. I'll set this up afterwards. Flight director on. It's coming on down here. 3062. 3062. Did I read that right? Not even sure if this goes that high. There we go. Ejector takeoff. We'll get to that in a moment. We want this on plan. Transponder, stand by. We'll turn on the weather radar in a second. These switches are good. Alright, now it's time to do the flight management computer, and for that I will go ahead and cut another track. Alright, that's it for the flight management computer. I've computed my best rate of climb to be 170? Yeah. So let's go ahead and set this to 170. And I think we are ready for start. But before we do that, let's go through my checklist. Make sure we got everything going. Actually, there is one more thing that I need to do. Red beacon. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Alright, so I got my checklist here laminated. I'm just going to run through everything. Parking position preparation. Aircraft is loaded. Fuel is good. Parking brake has been set. GSX is good. Aircraft doors. Let's go ahead and do the doors. Alright, so all closed. Fuel pump switches, they're off. Hydraulics, they are off. Battery master is on. Landing gear selector is down. Power up, battery master is on. Standby power. Let's go through this together. Battery master is on. Standby power set to auto. External power, we're not using it. APU generator is on and running. APU is on, played message, top row third. Bus tie switches are auto. Utility bus, they are on. Glare shield, the lights, we already did all of that. Play message 1, bottom row first left.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Position lights on, IRS alignment, those are good. Your dampers are on. Engine, electronic engine control, those are on. Hydraulics, engine only, they're off but they're on. Annunciation lights, these confirmed. Emergency light is on and guarded. PAX O2, passenger O2, that is blank and guarded. Ram air turbine is blank and guarded. Ignition switch is set to 1. Engine starters are set to auto. Fuel quantity and balance, they're good. Confirmed. Engine and wing anti-ice, those are going to be off until we start. Cargo heat is on. Seat belts, no smoking lights are on. Landing field elevation, we'll do that when we're coming in. Cabin altitude, all the pressurization equipment, those are all good. Restart fan switches, those are on. PAX APU is in use, giving air to the passengers. Isolation valve is on. Flight management computer has been set up to set current aircraft position, set departure, arrival, flight number, runway, route, activate and execute, those are all good. Flight level, 0 fuel weight, cost index, takeoff, flap settings, fuel temperature, center of gravity, V speeds, trim settings, those are all good, and I have those written down. Alright, set EFIS to 20 miles. Let's get rid of this. Set this to 20 miles and set this to map, which is there. IRS set to nav, so we're good there. Alright, a couple more items. Cockpit lights, they're on. Flight director is on. Altitude set to 10,000. Altimeter is set. Vertical speed, you're not supposed to use that. I need to get this off the checklist. Speed has been set to 170, which is the best rate to climb. Flaps up, and speed brakes are down. Throttle is closed. Alright, we're ready for engine start. So let's go ahead and call for pushback. Prepare for pushback and departure. Number 5. Would you like the de-icing treatment? I wonder what happens if I select yes. Okay, de-icing vehicles are on their way. Huh. Because it is cold, there is no precipitation. But it is cold, so let's see how this de-icing business works. We've got a couple of trucks coming. There we go. Now normally in the real world, how it works is the aircraft taxis from its position to where the de-icing equipment is. They de-ice the plane, and then that happens just before takeoff, because the de-icing liquid is only applicable or only good for about 10 to 15 minutes. Only needs to be last long enough for the plane to taxi and take off. Once they get going at a good rate, the plane travels too fast for any icy buildup. Speaking of which, we're in perfect icing conditions right now in Columbus with the weather. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick half-assed video on structural icing. But this is a good opportunity to see how GSX implements icing or de-icing. Okay, now what?
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
Oh, for the love of God, seriously? Select fuel type. We want type 1.
We begin treatment now and observe fluid type 1. I will call you back when ready.
Okie dokie. Alright, let's see what they're doing. In fact, this is great. Let's do this. Oops. Seriously? Alright, let's go to here. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. He's spraying air. He's not spraying the wing, but I like the simulation. Way to go, GSX. And obviously they only need to de-ice the wings and the elevators. It's all the only part that really counts for the most part. Anything on the top of those wings is going to kill lift. Even if it's a small amount of snow and ice. Even a layer of rain. You're flying through rain. That increases your stall speed by maybe 1.8 to 2%. So we want to make sure that we fire up our engines and taxi and get out of here before this thing caps out on us, before more ice blows up. Now, having said that, they're giving us de-icing, but there is no precipitation. It's cold enough, but there is no precipitation. I only selected it so I can see how GSX implemented this particular feature. Alright, they're wrapping up. And let me go ahead and start the timer.
Icing and anti-icing completed.
Thank you.
Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. I am disconnecting. Good day.
Very well. And there they go. Alright, will you now proceed with the pushback? Where's the pushback guy? Here he is right here. Okay, we want... What do we want? We want... straight.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
That's how I normally do it. Let's go ahead and get my taxi. We want to go to the west.
Louisville, ground, Boeing, November 764 Alpha, ready to taxi. Departure to the west with Alpha. Boeing, November 764 Alpha, taxi to short of runway 17 right, using taxiway Juliet Golf Bravo. Contact tower on 124.2 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 17 right, using taxiway Juliet Golf Bravo. Boeing 64 Alpha.
How could I have missed that? I know I clicked it. Okay. Alright. Let's see where we're taxiing to. There we go. Okay.
Launching gear.
Very well. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's go ahead. Start engine number 2. First you turn off these. And then turn on all your fuel pumps. Go. And then ground. Okay. Watch for N2 to get to about 20 or 21. And then give it gas. There it goes. Let's go ahead and fix our radios. Don't need to be hearing that. Okay, let's do engine number 2 or engine number 1. All that's ready. Watch N2 until it gets up to about between 20 and 23. There we go. Got good starts. Let's go back to the overhead panel. Turn that back on. Go ahead and turn on our electrical hydraulics, and check right here. It's clear, so we are indeed ready to taxi. Let's go to the ready or before taxi checklist. I'm not using FS Recorder this time. Packs have been set both auto. APU needs to come off. I keep forgetting that. Burn a lot of gas leaving the APU on. Bleed APU valve is open. Isolation valve is bleed APU valve is on. Let's leave that there. Isolation valve open. And actually those are the engine start items. Hydraulics on. Elevator trim needs to be set to 2.2. Right there. This point I can turn on with a radar standby, and I can go ahead and set this to TARA. You know, you guys don't help the situation. It really bothers me when these guys sit there. Alright, flaps. I'm only taking off at flaps 5. And we don't have a long taxi. That play must have been what I heard earlier. There was a fierce debate on the FSX Facebook group about how much to keep it real, especially with long flights. There was this one kid that said, I'm not sure if it's a kid or an adult or whatever, but when he flies his long hauls, he flies his long hauls. He sits there the whole 25 hours, you know, making sure everything is right, you know, computing calculations, monitoring the systems and whatnot. And I defended them and said, you know what, if you're gonna do it right, do it right. If you're gonna do a long haul, do it right. You know, don't do it half-assed. But most people, you know, put reality on the table and say, look, I'm sorry, but we have lives to live. We don't have time to sit in front of a screen for 25 hours, you know, doing computations. And I agree with that. This flight to Albuquerque is at least 3 to 3.5 hours. I'm not gonna sit here the whole damn time unless I have something else to do on my other computer. Otherwise, you know, a lot of people, they take a nap or they go do some chores or whatever. Knowing my luck, my simulator is gonna crash. So what I do instead is turn on warp drive. What that means is I up the simulation rate to 16 or whatever, you know, till I get to my top of descent. And then I you know, do the rest of the flight, because, you know, we have a lot of things to do. I honestly don't have that time, and, you know, so in this case I'm just recording the takeoff. I have the top of descent, approach and landing on another video, and I'm just gonna blend it in. So I could change the time. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it here. It's a long enough flight. Take off in the day, land at night, leave it at that. Alright, so let's go ahead and call the tower and get clearance to go.
123.675 for Pacifica 2708. Boeing November 764 Alpha, cleared for takeoff, runway 17, right departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 17, right, Boeing.
Alright, let's do it before takeoff. I think the weather radar needs to be on. We are squawking TARA. And I think that's it. Alright. And then we're gonna have to come right. So what I want to do here is set the parking brake, take the engines up.
Louisville Tower, world travel 7646 is 18 miles north, inbound ILS, runway
See if this
17,
works.
right approach. World travel 7646, Louisville Tower, flight straight is runway 17, right, altimeter 3062. Flight straight in, runway 17, right, world travel 7646. Louisville Tower, world travel 7646 is 8 miles north, inbound ILS, runway 17, right.
Onto the
approach.
brake, gear up.
World travel 7646, Louisville Tower, turning straight is runway 17, right, altimeter 3062. Boeing 64 Alpha, releasing my airspace, frequency change approved. Fly straight in.
Need that in
runway
front of me.
17, right, world travel
Right, let me
7646.
change. There we go. Flaps up one. That's my speed. Speed's getting out of hand. Flaps up two.
Cleared to land. Runway 17 right. World travel
Okay.
7646.
Alright. Take this up to 250. Alright, then go heading. There we go. Looking good. We're looking good. The worst part in flight simulation is doing a complicated procedure or an extended procedure only to toggle over to OBS and see that dreaded two words, start recording. It's like, oh my god. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright, above 10,000 feet. Okay, what the hell just happened? Oh. Altitude alert. Let's go ahead and take it up to 33,000. Alright, picking up a VOR station. Back up change. Head. Alright, let's go ahead and turn off landing lights. Let's go ahead and the radio is picking it up, so let's go ahead and
World travel 7646.
go.
Taxiway.
Turn that we're getting on course. Yes, we are. Last but not least, I'll have. To one altimeter. Alright, I did a little bit of cheating to turn on warp drive, which is essentially increase the simulation rate, because I just simply don't have the time for this. Oh, the center fuel pumps have been running the whole time. I gotta turn those off. It's these. And I think it's time for me to come on down. So let's go ahead and dial in. Just gonna come and make it 15, and let's go ahead and do flight level change. You coming down? Yes, you are. All right. Albuquerque's 5,000 feet above the ground, so 15 will put me at about 10,000. What's my descent rate? All right, we're coming on a good 2,000 feet per minute. This aircraft, I couldn't take it past 0.68 Mach. It started freaking out with regards to, you know, trying to hold the altitude. It was just freaking out. So I just left it the way it is. Alright, so we're coming down. Let's get my checklist. Alright, so we're at, before descent, I should tune to the Albuquerque ATIS, which is, I gotta find that somewhere. And I've already selected my runway, which is going to be 20, it's going to be 8. It's a nice 13,000 foot runway, and I'll be, it has a localizer, I'm sorry, ILS, and all I have to do is fly straight to the Albuquerque VOR and just make a 180.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have now commenced our descent, would you please return to your seats and securely fasten your seat belts? Please ensure that your seat backs and tables are in the fully upright position for landing, and that your window blind is fully open. Passengers seated by the emergency exits are now requested to clear this area of any loose articles.
Alright, we still got a ways to come down. And do I want this or do I want something else? Let me see. Nope, I want that, and I want to say that's as bright as I can get it.
VFR aircraft stay directed to flight. All aircraft.
Alright, according to this, the runway I'm supposed to come on is the shortest runway. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with my original plan. 3012. Alright, let's go back to the comm panel.
Visibility greater than 20 miles.
Swap that over.
No clouds below 20,000. Temperature 7. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3012. ILS runway creep in use. Landing and departing runway creep. VFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft readback
Alright,
will
that
short
should do it.
instructions.
I swear to God, this has been the most horrible flight of my life. Well, I've been selected. There we go. Alright. That's my descent rate. My speed is way out of hand. I'm getting down to 8,000 feet. And that's it right there. Alright. Lord. Okay, let's bring this up. EFS. Damn it. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Alright, where's my damn runway? Alright, it's way over there. Alright. Autopilot off.
Pilot disengaged.
Gear down. Where are we? Flaps. 2 more notches. Okay, let's keep the altitude in check here. What did I do? I retracted the flaps. I meant to put them down further. Jeez. What's my altitude? 7,000. Let's keep them there. I need more flaps. Okay, I don't want to be climbing. Let's bring the speed down some more. There's a runway right there. Gears down, full flaps. Flaps full. Let's bring this back some more. Okay. There we go. Are we lined up? Yeah, we're lined up. What's the altitude? A little bit steep. There we go. Alright. Okay. Alright.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
Okay, a little bit
Glide
too
slope.
low.
Glide slope. 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 500. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
50.
Glide slope.
30.
Glide slope.
10.
It's gotta be the worst landing I've ever done. That was horrible. Is my landing lights on? I thought I had them turned on. Nope, they were on. On indeed. Can barely see anything. Very well. Here we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm not even sure what I need to do now. Next. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright. We are at runway 8. Select parking facility. Next page. 2. Heavy. Just warp me there. But before we do that, let's do FS recorder, stop recording. Save 3. Just warp me there. Alright. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Just got me right there. Put the brakes on. Alright. That was a horrible flight. I don't even know where to begin. But it was just one disaster after the other. And this plane might be a little bit over my head. Flaps up. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get whatever replays I can. I'm not going to bother you with a shutdown. Flightsimguy here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.